My house has never looked cleaner than it has this week. For the last 7 days, I've been testing out 2 cordless vacuums from 2 big brands, the Dyson V8 Advanced and the Shark Stratus. Both claim to be good for pet hair and they both have anti-hair wrap technology. And I've also noticed that for the last couple of months, they've been selling at a very similar price. So if you've been looking at these 2 models, I'm going to give you the lowdown on their pros and cons and tell you which one got our family vote as best cordless pet vacuum. But first, if you've just discovered this channel, my name is Clara and I make videos that help you choose and use your home appliances. If you want to find me easily next time, hit the subscribe button. So this Dyson V8 has been around since 2024. It's the cheapest cordless that Dyson make, with a washable HEPA filter and 8 cylinders running at 110,000 RPM, generating 130 air watts. The main cleaning head has a detangling motor bar. It comes with 2 extra tools in addition to its main head, which are a combination tool and a crevice tool. The Shark Stratus launched in 2025. It's got a design which means that you can fold it in half for storage or to enable you to reach underneath pieces of furniture. And there's a setting which automatically adjusts suction power according to the dirt that it detects. It also has a washable HEPA filter and the main head has an anti-hair wrap design. And it comes with 4 extra tools: a duster crevice tool, smart surface tool, anti-allergen brush and a fur fins pet tool, plus a bag to store them all in. Now, one of the frustrations with both of these models is that they are top heavy, so neither can stand upright independently, except when you remove the motor head to empty the dust compartment. The Dyson gets round this problem by having a dock which you can attach to a wall and then charge the vacuum in. The Stratus doesn't have a dock, but instead you can, if you want, remove the battery to charge it, and then the vacuum can be folded in half and stored away. Shark's removable battery also means you have the option to buy a spare battery, either direct from Shark or from a third-party seller, which not only means that you can double your vacuuming time, which, as you'll discover in a moment, is quite important, but it also means later down the line, if the battery isn't holding its charge for as long, you can replace it with a new one and extend the life of your appliance. The Dyson has 2 different power modes, Eco or Max, and the Shark has 3, Eco, Max, and one between the 2 called Clean Sense IQ, which adjusts the suction according to the amount of dirt that it finds on the floor. Now, a common complaint with these cordless vacuums is that they don't last very long on a single charge, and the manufacturers will often use their best case scenario figures in the marketing. Shark say that the Stratus runs for 60 minutes, but that is only on the Eco setting without the powered head. Likewise, the Dyson advertises up to 40 minutes, and that is only on its Eco setting without a powered head. I tested both of these vacuums out using their max power setting, and the Shark lasted for just over 10 minutes, whilst the Dyson lasted for less than 7 minutes. And bear in mind, those times are likely to reduce over the lifetime of the vacuum as the batteries get older. When you're using the Shark, it's easier to keep an eye on how much runtime you have left than it is on the Dyson, because it has a large LED display on the front which tells you the percentage remaining, whereas the Dyson just has a small grid of lights which show you the battery status both when you're using it and when it's charging. Both models will take 4 or 5 hours to charge fully once the battery is flat. When charging, the Shark has a light on the side that will change colour from yellow to green to white, and finally, when fully charged, the light turns off entirely. Both vacuums can also be used as hand vacs to clean furniture or to vacuum the car. To do this, you simply detach the stick from the motor head and select a tool to use. So I've owned a couple of cordless vacuums. The first one was 8 years ago, and with those previous vacuums, I found that they just aren't as effective as a corded vacuum. They're fine for quick cleanup, but they're not quite powerful enough to lift pet hair or to cope with high traffic. But I felt that these newer models were noticeably a step up with really good suction, particularly on the high power setting. And both of them were filling up the dust containers repeatedly, despite the fact that I was using them over and over again in the same areas of the house, which I had vacuumed with my corded vacuum. When it comes to picking up pet hair, the Shark comes with a dedicated pet tool, which meant I got better results using it on pet hair in the car. But both were good at removing pet hair on carpets in the house using the main head. And the anti-wrap technology on both was remarkable, with both heads still clear of tangles after 10 days of use. The Shark is heavier than you might expect. With the regular head on, it weighs 3.2 kilograms compared to Dyson's 1.7 kilograms. But even at 3.2 kilograms, it's still much lighter and more portable than a corded vacuum. And it also has a set of wheels on the vacuum head, which mean that you can tip it and wheel it between locations easily when it's turned off. Both vacuums have pivoting heads, so you can maneuver round corners and dodge obstacles easily. Emptying bins on both appliances involves detaching the vacuum body from the stick and pressing a release button to open a trapdoor and empty the contents. But I found the Shark often needed a little bit of assistance to fully empty the dust cup. Every now and again, it's also advisable to rinse the dust compartment with fresh water and allow to dry fully before reconnecting to the vacuum. So here's a couple of other things that you need to know about both models. First, the Shark. The Stratus doesn't come with a printed instruction book. Instead, there are 2 QR codes on the vacuum, but neither of them have been properly connected to the digital manual at the time of recording this video. I did manage to find the digital manual for the nearly identical IZ400 online. So if you've just bought it and you're searching for answers, that's linked via the QR code, which is on the screen now, and I'll also stick it in the description below. The Stratus is good, but it does have one problem, which is that the small wheels on the main head are really squeaky, and they were from the moment that I got it out of the box. I've checked other reviews online and seen other owners saying the same thing, so it does seem to be a problem with the design of the head. You can obviously hear it less when it's powered on, but it's still irritating. With the Dyson, the main frustration is that you have to hold a trigger switch for the entire time that you're using it. Although it's not meant for long cleans, I found that even after 2 or 3 minutes, it became uncomfortable to hold the trigger, and so I ended up having to swap hands frequently. So here's the summary. The Shark has a better runtime and a clear display which tells you how much power is left. The Shark's battery can also be removed and you can buy spares. It comes with more accessories and has a third power mode, which is the adaptive suction power. But it's nearly twice the weight of the Dyson, and it does have that irritating squeak. I have reached out to Shark's PR team to see if they've got any advice on how to deal with the squeak. I haven't heard back from them yet, but if I do get a response, I'll drop that in the description. The Dyson has shorter runtime. The battery is built in, which means there's no option to buy a spare. There's also only 2 additional tools supplied with it and only 2 power levels, with only a small and quite hidden display to tell you when the battery is running low. And you have to hold your finger on the trigger to power it. But it's lighter, so a bit easier to maneuver, and it doesn't squeak. So because of that squeak, I don't think either of these vacuums is perfect, but maybe I'll find out additional information after this goes live. The Shark was by far the favourite in our house, and don't be swayed by the fact that the Dyson is currently discounted. It makes it look like a bargain, but I think it was overpriced to begin with. Let me know what you think in the comments, and you'll also find links to purchase and additional information I get after this goes live will be down below.